Whoa. 1 second. The sharing is all messed up. Better. Sorry about that, guys. Let me just fire off an invite to Bobby. And again, this is like going to be a mixture of recording and live, I believe. We'll be recording the live, obviously, but again, I don't know how many people are participating in the afternoon slate. It's right about the same time that we would record anyway. So I figured it probably is a good idea to do it this way. In case somebody does have questions on the early slate, we can answer those. Let me I think I invited him, but let me just text him just to confirm. Okay. So I did play the a couple of lineups in the early slate, and may as well go through who we like in that before we, I guess, transition into the late slate or main slate, however you want to couch it. So let me pull all these up. So this will be the stacks. Oh, hey, Bobby.
Hey, what's up, man?
Let me see. So I was just, I don't know if you were listening, but so I figured it made sense to do it this way because this would be. What's that? I'm gonna get this.
All right, I'll keep going.
Yeah. Hello.
Guys, do you mind muting sheets? Guys, so yeah, we're doing this a little bit early, doing the live before lock thing.
Yeah.
I know it's shocking, but
it's really funny to hear that again. No, so what I was saying is that I was
guys,
you turn me down, Bobby, over there.
It's off.
Okay. So we usually record at this time anyway, so we may as well, if there's a half hour into whatever's going live, if anybody wants to do live questions, may as well be available to do that, I suppose. So what are you playing in the early stuff?
Unfortunately, I'm pretty stacked on the Dodgers, which I know is going to be popular. Mixing in, I have Acuna everywhere pretty much, and Freeman a lot. Then Detroit, then Seattle. That's my sort of rankings. It's hard to get too different.
What about pitching?
So pitching is it's weird because I'm a little concerned about the potential delay in that Milwaukee-Cincinnati game just because the weather doesn't look good. So I am playing some Peralta, but I feel a little weird about it. And I'm skipping Wheeler on DraftKings on my main builds and on FanDuel at the moment. I'm thinking about potentially pivoting over to Wheeler. The problem is I liked my Braves sort of main counter stack.
Yep.
So I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do on FanDuel with that because I do have Peralta currently as my top guy. Just a little bit tricky because I don't like playing pitchers against the Braves, but it's the one game that has sort of clear weather. I am using Urias and Anderson as my main two pitchers on DraftKings.
Well, one of us will win. I have Castillo pretty much everywhere.
I love Castillo. The problem is it's just the same thing with that game. He's in my secondary lineup, like my single entries and stuff, actually. Again, I'm just a little bit worried about – with him, I'm less worried because, he's cheap. But the question between Castillo and Castillo is probably the right answer, to be honest with you, ahead of Anderson. I'm just struggling with I guess I'm going to make that decision. The problem is it feels weird to play two pitchers in potential weather spots. Although the Dodger one, I think, will be fine for pitchers. It's just feels weird to do that with two good pitchers in a game that's, you know, got totally reasonable weather. That's where I'm at. So did you consider Anderson and Wheeler at all?
I have them all. So on DraftKings, I have.
Well, what's
Wheeler,
the like percentages or something? Because that's.
I'm going to tell you. So I have Wheeler 54%, Peralta 54%, Anderson 46%, Castillo 46%. I just have those pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the difference, I didn't play any Urias.
Yeah, he's my favorite pitcher.
Okay.
So I also think, I mean, I'm factoring in the fact that he should be the fourth highest owned pitcher, maybe fifth.
I have him like fourth.
And he's the second best actual pitcher against a team that can't hit. So it's good enough for me, even though they do have righties. So I've got him as one.
And I'm with you on my main lineup. My biggest buy-in lineup. I have the Dodgers as well. I think I have the Dodgers. Yeah, I have the Dodgers as well as my main lineup. Did I five-man them? Let me just see if I five-man them. I did actually. I did five-man them. So we will see. We will see how that we will see what becomes of that.
I'm on the same page as you, unfortunately, for better or well, not unfortunately, just for better or worse, I guess. Yeah, I really like the. And then the Seattle-Detroit game, I think, is going to get – I mean, they're all going to have ownership. That's why trying to play the Atlanta guys makes sense to me. Particularly Acuna, who I don't think people are going to pay up for when you've got Betts and Bellinger underneath him as much. Now, he's going to have some ownership. It's a 4-game slate, and he's the best hitter. But I still think that's the best way to approach it. If I was playing like a bunch of really long-shot tournaments, I'm not playing a ton of lineups, I would be stacking both the Braves and Phillies a lot. But I just am not getting to that many lineups. I'm just keeping it a more narrow range and using my little 3-man secondary stacks to try and get different and paying all the way down for catcher for Rogers. This is not going to be off the board completely. Jonathan Scope, J.P. Crawford, Kyle Seager, those guys. Yeah, it's not the most exciting slate in the world because I hate when I'm really into the chalk, and that is sort of how I feel today. I'm very into the chalky spots.
So I kind of like what I did. I first of all, I left some money on the table on my big buy-in, and I also I guess this is my one of, I want to say, my attempt to be different. But I kind of like this play. I have it's kind of sick to play him at this price with all these other options, but I'm playing Haniger at 5,600. So that won't be too popular. I don't think anybody's stupid enough to do that except for me.
No, I don't think it's a bad. I mean, Haniger, if you look at it, has been one of the best hitters in baseball. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all.
Yeah, so I'm kind of down with my approach there. So I what I did was, again, I hand built a couple. Then I had trouble hand building today, so I had Sabersim help me. I put my projections in. I used their sliders, and I came up with some stuff. And again, for those who want advice on this, like when you use Sabersim to build lineups, you're in baseball. You're gonna get lineups, by the way, that leave money on the table, because one thing about that Sabersim, like for better or worse, not for better or worse, because you could adjust these, but they are real freaking stack monsters. I mean, like they will go to all the extremes to build stacks. Like, and I don't know whether this is a flaw or whatever it is, but you kind of like, this is why you can change stuff along the way. Sometimes you build Sabersim, like if you have, like, let's say a 3-man stack on FanDuel, and you have, say, 4,200 left for one position. This is like in their algorithm's mind. Like, it would rather give a $2,000, number 8 hitter from that stack than pay for Acuna. You know what I mean? Right. So that with their default settings really are into like the correlation of stacking and stuff. So again, it's not like you have to go with it. I mean, you can change your settings, you can change whatever. But one bit of caution, if you do play and you presume like something like Sabres will build your lineups for you and just won't do anything else, you're going to end up with like a shitload of money on the table, perfect stacks, and not the best players. You know what I mean? And not too great of a chance to win actually that way. I mean, because you think about it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if it makes the stack better. I'm not playing. I use him as an example all the time. I'm not playing Brett Gardner over like Ronald Acuna, right? Just because Gardner will make the fourth man in the Yankee stack work when Acuna, let's just say, only works as a one-off. You know, there's to some degree of you need the best player at some point also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. I'm just wondering, like, I think people are going to be able to get Acuna in a little more than I thought at first, but I think I'm still okay with it. I really like the Seattle side of everything. I haven't gotten to
with
as much
no
of it.
fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts.
I have it on mute, and it does this thing where it'll start up, and it just starts going. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm Atlanta, Philly. That's the game where people aren't going to be taking as many hitters, and I just think that those are they're two of the top three offenses on the slate. So I do think that there's some value in playing those guys, even though like I said, I'm still interested in Anderson and Wheeler. It's a small slate, so getting different and not fully stacking is probably a good way to go. That's one thing I've been considering. Yeah, pretty much that's mostly where I'm at.
What do you think of pitchers against hitters on this size?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's a great way to go because it's just not what people generally do. So I love it.
So do you want to just start recording you want to just start talking about, I guess, the main slate?
Sure. Yeah, we could talk it through.
I don't see any questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guys. I mean, I know that people they don't tend to file in this early in the morning, but when you do get in, say what's up, ask any questions, give us the like, and people are starting to pop in a little bit. But anyway, yeah, we could talk over the main slate. This is I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do here, and I wish I could get some accurate ownership projections because none of mine add up to anything that makes sense.
By the way, I would like to say that.
Where do you have it? Sorry, go ahead.
We'll talk about this when we do the NBA. I mean, I want to thank Bobby because there was literally no way I was thinking of playing Showdown yesterday. But
nice tied for first.
But he wanted to do a certain thing. You know, he wanted to do something on Showdown. So I said, okay, fine, I'll do it. And then I'm like, okay. And I even said I'm only going to play like Showdown lineups depending on like what I cash for and these other things. So yeah. I actually built 20 lineups to enter in Showdown, and I could only afford 13, and I just like refused to like either take out something I'd done for the weekend or whatever. So I just entered the 13 lineups and cashed out for 1,300, including a chop for first. So
that's pretty good.
Got him.
Yep. Let me see this real quick. I'd rather have Haniger than these guys.
So let me pull up. So we could do. We could go to. You know, again, it's a nice compact little 6-game slate. So we could go game by game, and get through it. You know, in pretty short order, I think.
Yeah, no problem with doing that. Guys, remember,
we could put this up as a recording, right? And we could say live before early lock and main slate preview. Then we'll do a separate one, offline, not live, where we do NBA.
That sounds good to me. So we'll use this as the video for today. For MLB, I'll just say start at the 15-minute mark. Unless you do want to record and we could stop doing this, I'm okay with either option.
You tell me.
Maybe it'd be better to record just because some people see they'll see the beginning of this and then tune out because the game slates would have already started. But I think we can do it pretty soon. I'm just double checking my final lineups and want to wait to see if anybody pops in with a question in the next just 5 minutes or so, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure. That's no problem. And I don't know what happened. I'm not sure if this. See, what happened was early this morning. I put up some numbers on the site, and then I did an update because I knew we were going to go over this. So I did an update at like 11 o'clock, and then after 11 o'clock, I saw your email saying that someone was saying that I had the stuff from yesterday. So it is very possible that I messed up early this morning and fixed it without realizing I was fixing anything because it just did a second run. But
Right.
hopefully it's all. Everybody's able to see everything. We are going to be launching the site because and it's still a little quirky for me. I mean, I still I saw the email. Like there was one thing I couldn't see where whatever. But we're going to go ready. We're going to go ready, fire, aim. We're gonna say LFG and kind of correct stuff as it comes up. I think
that sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I'm just taking a quick look at my final lineups here, and do I want to do this? Just feels so weird to play such a chalky stack on a small slate. Do you have any idea or you have any Urias projections ownership wise? I'm having trouble getting them.
Yeah, well, what I have, and again, just so you guys know, everything with early slates is somewhat fishy, right?
Yep.
Just because people don't put the same amount of work into it, right? Let me just pull it up. FanDuel, you mean for DraftKings?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I had for Urias was 28%.
Okay. And Castillo probably a little bit higher.
I had him a little lower. I had him at 24.
Okay, that makes at least getting a little bit different. And how about like the Detroit guys? Sorry, do you mind if I ask a couple? Because I can't get. I don't feel like the ownership.
Yeah, so I had the two Detroit guys, the two chalkiest. No. Let me. So the Detroit guys I had under 10%. You mean Paredes and Cabrera? Like which ones you talking about?
I'm not playing Paredes or Cabrera. I'm playing.
Well, I'll just rank them by ownership if you want. I have Mookie as the high. I have Muncy as the highest owned player on DraftKings, followed by Betts, Yelich, Barnes, Turner, Bellinger, like all the Dodgers pretty much, and then Haas.
How about like Scope and Rogers for Detroit?
Let me sort by team and do it that way. I had all those guys under 10%.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
Because everybody can get to the Dodgers, you know what I mean? Like.
Right. But I'm trying to mix in some counter things. Some counter stacks.
Even Yelich is nothing sneaky. He's 25%.
Yeah.
Maybe the Philly guys. You want to try that?
Yeah, for some reason I never ended up getting to them as much today. Let's see if I have Murphy, Scope, Paredes. Yeah, with a 4-man Dodger stack, I like that a little bit better. Okay, I think I'm pretty well set. Let's see if there's anything in chat. Favorite stacks this morning. Unfortunately, it's the Dodgers for me, and then secondary, Seattle, then Detroit. Detroit's a little, they're pretty cheap, so you can get them in pretty easily. And on FanDuel, I have more Seattle, and I'm definitely playing Freeman on FanDuel. I would even play Freeman against Wheeler in the same lineup. His price is just too ridiculous over there. On DraftKings, I have Freeman. My highest owned players are Scope, Betts, Bellinger, Seager, Murphy, and Rogers. And I'm playing some Trammell and some other guys from that Seattle stack who are cheap. But yeah, my line's a little chalkier than I'd love, but I still think maybe I can get a little bit different with the Acuna thing and then the lower own, slightly lower own.
Maybe not as many people play Daz Cameron because I never heard of him. If you want to play Detroit guy,
didn't get there.
Okay.
but I don't know where he's outfield.
I think so. And he's 2,200.
Yeah, I just can't do it for the outfield is just loaded to me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. And then I'm using McKinstry in my Dodger stacks on Fan, especially.
Yep.
And a lot of Willy Adames one-off. For some reason, he just keeps ending up making sense. But yeah, I mean, what happened? I hope this game goes at least I hope it's 6 innings before anything happens. I do think that Castillo is a really, really good play today. He owns this team. He completely dominates Milwaukee every time, and this has been a format version of Milwaukee.
You always pitches in the afternoon.
Isn't that weird? Like the Reds play a lot of games, but I feel like every time he pitches, it's almost the afternoon. How's the golf looking for you?
Oh, I don't really.
I mean, it's cool to see Doc Redman, my guy.
Yeah, Werenski's blowing up though. Vegas is doing well at -5.
Yeah, Vegas, and unfortunately,
Seifert put the -1 up. That's just good enough for me.
That's fine with me. I would have loved to. I wish I wouldn't have come off of DJ as much as I did. I still have a lot of them, but
I know who's the pain in the ass. Freaking Sun JM.
Oh, he's killing me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really struggling out there.
There's always a chance, though. You know, he could. I mean, it's the cut line could still.
This could be the best lineup starting. Okay, so I can show you this one.
Yeah.
So this has got one of your dudes in it. So check this one out. This says Seifert, Patrick Rogers off to a good start at -3.
Yeah, I've got him. Yeah.
And Doc Redman. So these three in the already guaranteed good rounds, and then I still got Fitzpatrick, Hatton, and Straka ready to roll. So this could be my route if I can get some stuff going. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah, I've got some beautiful ones that are in some of the in the long shot ones. I mean, I'm in the top 100 of those ones with 2 of my guys yet to start because I've got DJ Redman, Vegas, and James Hahn are the only ones I have so far.
Oh, that's a good one. You got all those together.
DJ Vegas, Redman, and Hahn. So yeah, everybody's looking pretty sweet so far. So hopefully something happens for us in golf this week. And my guy Kazire has not played well today. I still have faith that he's going to come back and have a good Friday, but he missed a lot of easy chips, easy shots, and I've been up early.
So I just presume you do the same as me. Do you sweat on the PGA, the NBC Gold package or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah, and I have it in the background when I'm doing my other research.
Let me ask you. When your guy's not being featured, do you look at TourCast?
Sometimes, but mostly I only when it comes down to the wire.
Okay.
I'm okay with just sort of keeping an eye on it vaguely, until then. But I do have some. I also have. Will Gordon. I ended up with 10% of, and he's doing well. And then I ended up with a bunch of. I have Fleetwood at 45%, so 3 under. I'll take it.
What do you do when you sweat baseball? Do you do it on TV or on MLB TV on the computer?
I have it on my TV package, but to be honest with baseball, the sweats get so weird. You're praying for nothing to happen usually by the end of the day if you're doing well. And if you're not doing well, you're looking for a home run or nothing. So you're going to be dissatisfied almost all the time. So I go back and forth, but I do put it on my TV. And I also think it's really good to try and you catch so many little things if you flip around that announcers say about just different things that you're not paying attention to that team every day. So getting any kind of insider info like that, I've always felt is a bit of an edge. It's a much bigger edge in NBA, which I'm excited to talk about tonight. Because it's been one of us every day, basically either tying for first or
we've
been making a lot of sense of it, and I think
when we know who's gonna play,
we're a lot better.
Easier. It's a lot easier, right?
A lot easier, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm excited to do the main slate one because it's. And by the way, just want to vent for a second. I had a bad baseball day yesterday. It's my fault. All day long, it wasn't that I was into the Yankees stack, but I did mention about it 500 times that Judge and Stanton are my favorite one-offs. And somehow I didn't have them together very much, and I didn't have Stanton. I ended up with only 20% of them, and I don't know how because I had 50% of them, and it just the whole thing. And I you know what it was? Is I started to think with all the weather concerns that they were going to end up more popular, and it was going to be this, 5 to 10 or 10% that jumped to 30 or 25%. And it went the exact opposite way. It was 8 and 5%, for those guys. And I'm just oh, kill me now. But we'll get into that for today's slate.
All right, so wait, so I have a question. All right, so let's say that you entered one lineup into the following tournaments, okay? And I want you to rank these, like which tournament rates for you to do better in, given a certain score, right? So I played one lineup in MLB last night. It scored. Well, I don't want to tell you what it scored. I entered it into the Monster, the qualifier, the fantasy baseball qualifier, the bigger one for 100 people. Mm-hmm. The 222 single entry, the Grand Slam, and the Squeeze, right? That's like the lottery. I entered the same thing in all 5. Which is the most likely one for it to cash in? Try to rank them for me. Which of the, if you had to rank them just to cash, which would be the most likely, least likely, whatever?
In general, the Monster will always be by far the least likely to cash in on those. The points are usually a good 10 to 20 higher than the cash line for the lottery one.
Okay.
So cashing in the lottery is much easier.
Okay.
In fact, I've seen some nights where it's like I'll be cashing like in the top 5% of a tournament on one thing and not cashing in the other one where it's paying 15%.
Well, obviously the toughest one to cash is the qualifier. I mean, that's.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I didn't. So it was the qualifier, that one, and then there was the single. Was there a single entry in there?
There's a single entry, Grand Slam, and the Squeeze.
Single entry, Grand Slam, and the Squeeze. So the Squeeze would be the easiest to cash in.
Okay.
Did it not happen that way?
No, it did. I wanted to see. So what we had yesterday. So I just missed in the Monster. I cashed in the single entry, the Slam, and this is the torch. So I was in for 1170. I cashed for only 510. Dude, this was the end. I missed by less by a point to cash in this thing at the end. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
It was. And I miscalculated. Like at the end, I thought that when they gave Cole the win bonus, that I would get there, but I think someone else got something else that go past me. So, Coach wins again, the Monster. Okay, there you go.
Did he again? Yesterday?
Well, Big T won the day before.
I know, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So
change my politically or something because.
Yeah. So. 40th was what no, I lost by 1 point, whatever. Oh, he got did Effin get a win? Is that what happened? No, I don't know what ended up happening, but this guy got me at the end. I don't know how, but so that was yesterday, but at least it held to form. I mean, so the Monster would be the least
high score for cash. Was that a cash line? No.
Yeah.
Holy sheez.
Yeah, this was, dude, look at my lineup. This wasn't bad. I would have taken it.
No, you usually feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was feeling great about my Astros, and then it's just one of those things. They all put up 13, 14 fantasy points, and that's a pretty good result, but you kind of need that extra one from a couple of those guys to really get there. It was a high-scoring night yesterday. The multiple home runs from multiple players, and it was tricky. All right, so we can jump over and do a record.
Yeah, so let's go offline.
Okay.
And then you could send me a thing, and we could record main slate for the main slate.
Sounds good, man. All right, in 1 second.